Welcome to another episode of J Talk 101 Vegas, where we talk to the bold.
Stories unfold.
From the young to the old. Nothing's
off
limits to be told. I'm Essie, aka Tornado Head, because I'm going to keep your head spinning.
And what's up, it's your girl Carlucci. You know I'm not always keep it Gucci. You can talk to me about your coochie or whatever else you have on your mind.
So what's up, girl? How you doing?
You know, I'm living my life, enjoying the sunshine, living it like it's golden. What about you, Essie Love, the Amazon? How's life over there, Queen?
We are chilling here in Vegas. You know, we don't have any rules and regulations too much right now. Just keep the mask on your face, and we're keeping it popping out here. So if you out there and you want somewhere to party, come to Vegas. It's going down. Look for me on the strip. Shit. Woo-woo.
Right? Book Elite VIP tours. We got you. Essie might even be your host.
Hey, just baby. And we also got Mr. Anonymous in the house tonight, who's going to go by Leo the Tiger.
Hey.
He's not Leo. He is in the studio tonight. So we're going to talk to him about some of the stuff we're going to talk about tonight, like breakups, relationships, what people are going through right now, being in COVID and all. It's bringing everybody closer or farther apart. We're about to figure that out right now. It's going down.
You know, tonight we're going to talk about breakups and then, you know, the journey back. What do you do to get your life back after a bad breakup? You feel me? So a little bit later in the show, we will talk to Hustler D. She's one of our listeners of the show, and she has a couple things she wants to chime in after we talk to Mr. Anonymous over there.
Mr. Leo. Yeah.
Yay.
Sounds good.
Leo Tiger. Well, you know, we're going to talk about breakups tonight, and I don't want to do too much celebrity news, but, you know, even celebrities break up, right? I mean, there's been a lot of celebrity breakups going on right now. Zoe Kravitz and her husband, they broke up. They got a divorce. They got secretly married in May of 2019. You know, obviously, Zoe Kravitz's famous father is Lenny Kravitz, so you can... Right, you can even be a part of a dynasty and still break up with that ass. Also, Ben Affleck, he's on the outs with his former wife Anna de Armas, and I guess 2021 is bringing bad news for them, even worse than COVID. And then lastly, you know, popped up on my timeline that Kenya Moore, she's from the famed Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Oh,
and her husband, they actually broke up to make up. They broke up and then they got back together. They had a baby, and then now it's Splitsville. They tied the knot in June 2017, but
and also I was just gonna say also the lady that used to be in Destiny's Child. Oh, what's her name? LaToya Hackett. Is that her name? She's breaking up with her dude after infidelity as well, and she was really trying to work through it because she was like having a baby like every year with this man, and so it just kind of sucks that, you know, they couldn't work it out.
Man, anybody can catch that, can't they? Anybody can catch that breakup.
Listen, I feel like
no matter who it is.
I feel like the minute you get pregnant is when everything changes. It's like, I'm pregnant. You know, 2, 3, 4 months down the line, y'all ain't even together no more. If it even lasts that long, you know, I'm like, what the hell?
You know what I mean?
Put that to the test, y'all out there. Minute
so
you get pregnant.
The baby's a magic breakup?
I swear it is. There's something about that. It's just it's right behind it. I almost feel sorry for girls when they get pregnant. I'll be like, boy, I hope he stay with you. Hope he stay with it.
I mean, I in a way, I kind of think like if you have a child outside of just that loving relationship, you know, the potential of it not lasting very long, and especially when you don't know each other that well. I mean, it comes down to a lot of emotions. Women have their emotions while they're pregnant. Men have their emotions while they're dealing with pregnant women.
Mm-hmm.
And it just comes to that point to where if you're not really intertwined with that person really in a deep sense and you start having children, just that percentage of breakup is just up there, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. For
well,
sure.
I definitely want to get into it right away. I just want to make things happen and see where you're at. So, I mean, I think that a lot of people can probably relate to this. So, I don't know how I want to do this. I think I probably need a shot of tequila really quick.
Hey.
All right. I got my shot. I'm ready. I got the ice. I got my lime. I got everything that I need to hear this story. So, let's get into it. What's the bad breakup? Give it to me, Leo. I want it dirty. I want it raw.
Man, I mean, we all been through many, but
many different ones.
Many different ones, I mean, at least you got some kind of experience in life. But I would say the major one is my recent divorce of 2 years ago. Talk about a breakup. My God, it was like mourning a loss in life. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It was like a part of me died, and I was the only one to really get myself through it. I mean,
what were some of the that you used to get through it? Because I mean, you're saying you get through it. A lot of people out there right now might be going through the same thing, and I'm sure they would love to hear some of your techniques that you use. Because when the heartbreak is on you, sometimes it can just be you can get so depressed.
Man, the level of depression was really deep, and
How long did it last?
I'm still there. I'm still there.
Okay.
I'm still there. It's 2 years.
It's been 2 years. Okay.
2 years of fighting, But what I've been trying to stay on top of was staying true to diet. Not splurging when I shouldn't. Having those depression munchies. You know what I'm saying? Eating the right foods really keeps your head clear when you really need it. On top of that, just trying to stay fit, and not just trying to stay fit, but being consistent. There's at the time of my divorce, I was 260 pounds, and within 4.5 months, I shredded all the way down to 195.
Whoa.
And
were you trying to get sexy back, or was that just some pure depression and just not eating?
You know what? It was taking advantage of pure depression and not eating while trying to bring sexy back. You did.
Hey, whatever works.
Yeah, I mean, turn that positive or that negative into a positive. You feel me?
I love it. I love it.
But then it got real. It got even deeper in that aspect, because when you start shredding all that weight and you start looking like you've never looked before, different types of women that never talked to you before start coming around.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And so
you start getting them baddies.
Man, baddies started coming my way. You know what I mean? But then here's the thing.
There's a reason why they call them baddies.
Baddie, yada, 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 yada.
There's a reason why they call them baddies. Notice the word bad is in front of them.
Yeah, because we ain't looking for no goodies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. At this time, that's all we want is some baddies.
We too grown for that. But with that comes more insecurity, Your brain starts fucking with you, and it really starts to turn around, and you start going, man, why didn't I have this before? How did I get in this position? Why did I put myself in that past? What do I need to do to get out of it? And then I checked myself and I fell off, I fell off, like I became reclusive,
Mm-hmm.
and I decided, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to tuck up in the house and smoke more weed and work, and just kind of not really do nothing with myself, lost track. And then I fell into another depression. All in the meantime, man, the breakup cost a lot of money. That divorce cost me next to 80 racks. And that's a real breakup too, because you got to break up with your money.
And everything, foundation is broken, all that.
So, what did I end up doing?
What was when you were going through that? What was your darkest moment that you feel that, what was the pinnacle of, you remember, you know what I mean? Where you were like, fuck, I don't know if I'm going to make it out of this.
So, I had to, circumstances happened. I had to live with my folks for a little bit, right? And there was my mom's wasn't really cool, and my pops wasn't cool with me smoking. Mind you, I'm a grown man. I'm in my 40s. You know what I'm saying? And moving in with your parents at that age, after having a house and car and a family, that really puts a damper on it, especially when it's me and my 3 kids sleeping in one room. There's times to where we'd have to rotate who sleeps on the bed. You know what I'm saying? So I'll sleep on the floor with one child, the other 2 kids will sleep on the bed, and we rotate. You know what I mean? And I said, I need to go outside. I'm gonna go smoke real quick. So I went in my truck. I sat in my truck, and I turned on. And I know why I did it to myself. You know what I mean? I turned on some fucking old school R&B, some Marvin Gaye, some Gerald Levert, throwing that love music, and it took me deeper into this hole.
Yes. That was mistake number 1.
Yeah, it was a huge mistake. Huge mistake. And it took me into this hole, man. I was in this dark hole, and I just couldn't pull myself out of it, man. I was in tears. I was in shambles. I had like a panic attack. The huff and puff sound like a little bitch, But it was real, and it was real deep, and it was real dark, And it took me a while to get out of it.
So as a man, what would be your describing word for what you were going through while you were breaking up? Like, if you had to choose one word for how you felt during that time to describe to people, what would it be?
Man, I would really have to lean towards... Man, it's really hard because there's so many different emotions to put into one word, And
lost. Were you lost?
Deeper than lost.
Ooh, deeper than lost.
Lost was a stepping stone. I was in a dark stage, and so, turmoil. I couldn't even put it into one word. Tell you the truth.
I think that's a great word. I think that's a great
turmoil.
Word.
Yeah.
Describe heartache, of that magnitude. What I want to do is, like, now that we heard the guy perspective, I want to kind of mix it up, and I want to bring on my other guest tonight, which is going to be Hustler D. I'm going to bring her on in a minute, because what I really want is for her to add the female perspective, because I know she's been through a lot of things in her life.
Oh, boy.
And and right now what she's doing is she's going on Facebook and she's doing these like motivational videos. She's going through her weight loss journey and just, getting herself in order. So give me 1 second and I'm going to hit her up. Let's see. All right. Hustler D, do I have you on the line? You do.
Hey. Woo! Welcome to the show, Hustler D.
How are you? Well, welcome to the show this evening. You're talking with Essie Love and Leo the Tiger, Mr. Anonymous. We've been just talking about breakups and what all happens when you're going through a breakup, how you're feeling when you're in the moment, and then what do you do to get out of it. I was telling the people that I've been seeing you go online and, you really self-confident, making videos to inspire people. You're going on a weight loss journey. So I wanted to talk to you about, what was your worst? I don't know if you heard Leo, he's been through a divorce. He said that his word for when he was breaking up was turmoil.
Well, we gotta get her breakup story, Carlucci. I want to hear hers. Yes. How did it go down for you?
Let's see which one.
That's what Leo said.
Let's go with the most. I mean, if I have to pick the most traumatic, it will probably be. I was in a relationship for about a good 6 years, and I didn't know that this person was literally living a double life.
Ooh.
What? So this person was like, I wasn't with this person for like 6 years, maybe I would say maybe 2 years. when I started to see discrepancies in the life that this person was living.
He was James Bond.
To the point that this person lied about their mother's death, said that their mother was dead. Lying about family deaths and money and illnesses, and then you come to find out, like, towards, at the breaking point of the relationship, that his mother was alive this whole time.
Oh my God.
It's not the first time I've heard this.
And she happens to answer the door. And I'm thinking it's the aunt this whole time. Like, he told me his mom died in a traumatic accident. He was an orphan. His sister had to raise him.
Boy.
Literally created this whole life. And I didn't ask for it. I mean, we didn't really know each other. It was us getting to know each other. So why he chose to create this story was amazing. And part of, the huge part of the lie is what made me fall for him in the first place.
Dang.
So, as, time passed, years passed, I don't even think his sister knew the story. It was just, I never met, like, they didn't talk about their mom or anything of that. They didn't talk about their father or anything. Come to find out, his niece that he said was his niece was his actual daughter. What?
Oh my goodness.
It was just a whole big situation.
So why was he doing this? Did he ever tell you why he was acting this way? Why he felt like he needed to come up with these lies?
No. In all honesty, when I confronted him about everything, when all the shit hit the fan, all he had to say was, "I'm sorry."
Damn, I'm sorry.
What sign? This sounds like a Virgo.
With his real
What sign was
family
this?
standing behind him.
What sign was he? Not that it has too much to do with.
He was a Gemini.
Oh, no, Lord have mercy. Well, they do have two characters. That's what they're known for. I mean, I don't
007.
I don't really go far deep into the signs, but if you're a Taurus, then I just know you're bullheaded, period. We don't have to argue about this, there's just certain aspects and characteristics that you just know that this person is kind of this way. So that's, Geminis, that's two people already. So you was dealing with two people as you got into this. So what was some of the things that helped you what was the beginning to really realizing I need to move on. I need to, how long did you kind of mourn this relationship? What did you do?
I think, even though all of those lies played a major factor, it still took me some time. Mm-hmm. I still felt like I needed answers, like I needed closure, because now I have to question everything. I have to question your feelings about me. I have to question, what were you gaining from this? Mm-hmm. Did you get what you came for? Was I sought out? Did you think that, because I believe when I had met him, I had just gotten out of a relationship as well, so I'm like, did you see some kind of weakness in me that you feel like you could calm me out of something? Even though, as I think of, back on the relationship, he really fronted everything. He never really wanted me to pay for anything, or still to this day, I just never understood why he lied the way that he did. And I still needed it took me a while. It took me about maybe a good 6 months to completely get over him and stop calling and stop accepting calls.
Mm-hmm. Because was he trying to be your friend?
Every time he would call, I would still answer.
Was he trying to be your friend at this point once he realized it was over?
No, he didn't. He wasn't trying to be my friend, but he wasn't trying to get back with me either. I think he also every time we talked after that, it was more apology. But he had no reason. He just kept saying, I'm sorry. I have no reason why I lied like that. I'm sorry.
So he dragged that out for 6 months? For 6 months, He dragged that out, saying sorry?
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
He dragged out the sorry. He had no reason. He wasn't abused. I mean, I must have gave them every type of scenario I could think of. Were you abused as a child? Why would you say that your mom died? I think that was the only thing I was really concerned about. Like, why would you lie about your mother? Why would you say your mother was dead?
Okay, so what was he doing in the time? What was he doing in those time frames when he was saying his mother was dead?
We were just getting to know each other.
So he was just trying to get sympathy or something? Like, he was just like, oh, my mom died, and like...
It was literally like a general conversation on the phone, like, tell me about yourself. Oh, well, you know, I stay in California. I've been living here all my life, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, my father passed away when he was 13. Oh, I know how that feels. My mom just died recently. It just flowed like water.
Okay. That makes sense.
Just out of nowhere. It just flowed like water. All the lies just tumbled. No, I don't have any kids right now. My sister has 2 kids. No, nigga, you got 2 kids. Those are your kids. Like, what do you mean your sister got 2 kids? No, you got 2 kids.
Okay.
That
do you have kids?
I do.
Mm-hmm. So it sounds like me, like he's trying to identify with you on every level to bring a comfort level to you, to maybe let your guard down, because it seems like every time maybe you told him something, he would match you with the same information, just twisting it to his story and his life, but still not keeping it real with you. Just trying to, I don't know, just trying to be on the same level as you.
How you gonna lie about your mom?
You know what? I never thought about it like that.
Because her father died. I mean, he's just flowing with it. Like, how can I identify with her? Oh, my mom died too. Didn't even die, but, you know, I just want to be on your level. Okay, yeah, I lost one too. Oh, you had a tough, rough childhood? Oh, you know what? So did I. You was abused? Oh, so was I.
But that's going to get exposed, though. You know what I mean?
Eventually it will, and she found out. So how did you find out? Oh, you went to the lady's house, you said?
Yes.
Oh, boy.
He actually vanished for about a good week because me and him would talk every day. And this is like 15, 16 years ago. And I didn't hear from him for days. And of course I'm nervous. I'm concerned. I've been dating this man for years. So why all of a sudden, you know, I'm not hearing from him? What's going on? So I called this number, which she said was his sister's number. And when the lady answered the phone, she sounded older. And I was like, hi, is this, you know, and I said her name, and she was like, oh, no, are you looking for my son? And I was like, I'm sorry? And she was like, my son. She was like, hold on. I was like, wait a minute. What is your name? She said her name, and I said, you know what? I'm actually on my way. I need to bring him something. I'll be over there in a minute. She answered the door, and it was the same picture he showed me, same woman. And he comes behind her. He's looking white as a ghost.
Oh, no.
And I stepped in the doorway, and I look at her, and I was like, it is so nice to meet you. You're alive.
Wow.
You bust them out right then?
Oh, right then and there. And she was like, I'm
Damn.
alive. And I was like, you're alive. I'm happy to see that you're alive, pending that you were in a traumatic car accident. 2 years ago, you said?
You should put me in on that. I gotta fucking so much.
He was like, oh, I was just playing. What?
Dang.
She looked at him, and you could just see her face just turning red. She was like, you killed me off? You told me I was dead? And she started hitting him with a dish rag.
Oh, shit. Yeah, because that's, you know, you speaking those words, you're putting it out there. Like, what the hell? Why would you say that about your mother? But some people are that twisted in the head. As long as they can't identify, they're just so quick with it. They don't even realize what they're doing and what they're saying. That's crazy.
And he was so nonchalant, you know, like,
even worse.
Playing.
Even worse.
So you were just playing. You've been playing for 2.5 years, bro. What are you talking about?
Right. This
we didn't even have moments of silence for this woman.
Oh.
She's living her best life.
Oh
These
no.
two kids that I thought was his niece and nephew come out talking about daddy. Wait a minute.
Oh God.
These ain't your niece and nephew?
What, you got something to say, Mr.
That's
Leo?
my daddy.
Man, I got a similar story too that'll rock your socks, right? So with this divorce, okay, we were living in Vegas for some time, right? And the economy crashed, lost her house, moved in with her mom's, you know, and then that's when I found out her mom's was a real bad alcoholic, right?
Uh-huh.
And not only was she an alcoholic, man, she would drink like a 30 rack a night, a Bud Light, you know what I mean? Really put it away. And so much time we could only deal with for so long, you know what I mean? And then she has Hep C too. You know what I'm saying? So she like killing herself on a reg, right?
Ooh.
And so we move out to Washington State. Okay, we live in Washington State for a couple of years. We have some turmoil in our relationship, you know what I mean? And so she tells me after about 4.5.
What?
What?
Go ahead.
I mean, you cheated.
She tells me after about 4.5 years, she goes, "Hey, my mom's dying, and you know we need to move back to Las Vegas." And I'm like, "All right, so let me figure out what I do in my job." I found out that if I left my job, I couldn't get it out here in Vegas.
Dang.
So I just quit my job, and I had a really great paying job at that time. You know what I mean? I was taking care of the family on my own.
Right.
And dropped everything, moved to Vegas, moved in with their mom, and so. A couple weeks go by, and then she just goes hard on a beer again, man. Just goes hard in the paint, just gets absolutely foobarred, right? Mm-hmm. And I said, hey, we moved here to help you. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? To help support you, to live this life, the last days of your life. Mm-hmm. Like if there's anything you need, I'm here for you. But I'm watching you just, knock every day off your life every day. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like. And she looks at me and she goes, "What are you talking about?" And I was like, "Listen, I know Jesse told me you don't have much time to live. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You got 18 to 24 months. We've already pushed like 6 months. You know what I mean? So why don't we live our life and just slow down on the alcohol, spend time with the kids?" And she was like, "I don't get a fucking timeline." She was like, "Where'd you get this from?" Right? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I'm sitting here just trying to soak this up. You know what I'm saying? Lo and behold, within that conversation, my ex walks into the house, my wife, right? Mm-hmm. At the time. Mm-hmm. She walks into the house as we're having this conversation, and she looks over at her daughter and goes, "What the hell did you tell this dude? Mm-hmm. You told him that I'm dying?" And she was like, "I don't know what you're talking about." And I looked at her and I was just like, wait a minute. I left my job. I left the state. We were stable. We moved back to Vegas to live with your mom to help, and it was all a lie.
Man,
it was all a lie.
This is funny. I mean, not funny, but this is the crazy thing about this is a lot of times we get lost behind other people, and we forget to focus on ourselves. And the universe will have a sick way of showing us how we need to focus on ourselves. But I do want to hear how you healed from your traumatic experience, Miss Lady. And then we're going to get back to yours.
It was really, after a while, it's hard to trust. And it was hard to trust even prior to that. But, literally, you literally have to wake up and look in the mirror every day and repeatedly tell yourself how much of a badass you are, how worth it you are, how, you worthy of love, you deserve love. You're going to find somebody who's not going to feel like they got life. I feel like they have to play with your heart like that and force yourself to go outside and get some sunlight, let it hit your skin, soak it up, and it's okay to cry. As long as, everybody has that thinking moment when they get their heart broke or their feelings hurt. But you gotta tread water and flow. Yeah, go down, sink, cry. My grandma used to always say, go ahead and cry. But then after you're done crying, get your ass up and come up out that room and try again.
Exactly. I love it.
Because life is just not gonna stop because your heart got broke, because that's just a lesson. now you know.
Right. Exactly. Everything is a lesson. Every relationship is a lesson to be better for the next one. Carlucci, did you have anything to add to that? I know you got some stories for us too.
Well, I mean, I'm glad that you asked me that. I mean, some of you may or may not know that we took some time off of the air recently.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why we did that, and the reason why this show particularly was important to me, and why I really want to talk about what people do to heal from the breakup, is because I had to go through the biggest breakup ever. My partner of 10 years passed away on October 25th, 2020.
Mm-hmm.
And when the person dies, that is the ultimate breakup. Like, there's no more about it. There's no more trying to fix it. There's no more being mad at him. Like, I know my first husband, we got a divorce, I was mad. You know what I mean? And it's like when somebody that you love dies suddenly, at least for me, I had this extreme anger. I was mad. I felt like, how could you leave me? Like, like as if it was a choice, like as if he wanted to die,
Yeah.
I went a little cuckoo. And it's really made me understand how important mental health is. I honestly, I couldn't imagine being here without him.
Mm-hmm.
So I tried to, and that wasn't a good idea. So when Leo said earlier that he felt turmoil, I would say I felt despair. Despair would have been my word.
Mm.
And this was, I don't know, I was so affected by it. Like, you do something with somebody for 10 years of your life, literally, we're that couple that's, like, in the bathroom together in the morning. You know what I mean? We're that annoying couple that eats off the same plate. Essie knows. You know how me and
let's keep it real. Essie knows that y'all were the couple that had your traumatic moments, those toxic moments, and you guys worked through a lot of different things throughout your relationship. It was no perfect relationship. Maybe it was perfect for you, but it was no perfect relationship in all ways. So, I love the fact that even through all of that, like, you guys still had this amazing love for each other.
We definitely did, and I'm sure probably even Leo can say maybe now that he's at this point in his divorce. I know, at least I thought this was my first husband. After a couple of years, it's like the feelings start to mellow, and you start to realize, like, that person had a place for, in your life for a reason. Like, they came into your life for a reason, and whether things worked out or not, like you said, there's a lesson there. And what I've really found out is, like, even in the, quote, biggest breakup that you can have, even in death, which has been my worst breakup so far, for the record. Also, I'm completely petrified of whatever's next. Like, I think I'm going to be a nun or something for the rest of my life. I don't know.
No,
Don't
you're
do
not.
it. Don't do it.
No, you're not.
Don't do it.
That's a good thing. How did you guys get back out there? You know what I mean? Because after the breakup, after the loss, after the grief, after everything that you go through, all of the stages, because, clinically speaking, as far as Leo goes, it says online,
Single? What?
.com. Sorry, it was like a long ass title. I just wanted to get to the end of it. It says that a divorce can mentally be the same as losing a loved one.
Yeah.
And so, like, you go through the physical and mental same stages of grief. So how did you get back out there after all that grief, all that loss, after having to sleep on Papa's couch, you know what I mean, and all of that? How did you get back up on your feet, back out there?
Hey, man, this gets pretty deep, So I'll try and not take up too much of the time, but so check this out. Living with Pops, run into an old high school friend. right? We get to flirting, hanging out. She really brought some confidence in me that I can get out and meet someone. You know, I had this biggest crush on her in high school. It was like every dude in high school did. You know what I mean? She was the baddie of high school. You know what I'm saying? She was the one, right? And so, you know, I was going through this workout transformation. You know what I'm saying? And then we ended up linking up. We had a great old time, you know, but then she had demons. You know, and we all got our own demons. You know what I'm saying? But her demons were true and deep to where she actually left the state. She had to go take care of her mental stability. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's amazing.
And so, you know, she did that, and it kind of crushed me because I was like, man, I found someone that's dope, right? And so I fell right back into that rut again. It was just like, now I'm in a situation to where, damn, another person I like, right? And so I separate myself from that one, right? Mm-hmm. And then online, another one that I used to work with when I was married starts hitting me up, right? A little Hispanic baddie, right? And
Another
so,
baddie.
again, you know what I mean? Jump into that situation. And then it turned into, you got all of this, that, and the other. So I got the situation with the baby mama and the kids. You know, I've got 3 kids from a 13-year-old, you know, past marriage. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, it was like I got all this extra baggage that person couldn't deal with. Right? So we cut that off, and I was like, you know, I'm going to stay single for a minute. You know what I mean? I'm going to do my thing, you know, enjoy my life, focus on me. Didn't think I was going to get into another relationship. And then I met someone online, met in person, fireworks. We're like the 4th of July in December, you know what I mean? So, you know, that turned into something great, you know, and it was great because we drew the line in the sand in the very beginning. Mm-hmm. You know, we both understood that we both have our demons and we both live our own lives and we just gonna play it cool. And then that turned into a relationship because of just who the type of man I am. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I must say that, you know. So, you know, all of the, you know, Leo, you know. So, you know, I kept it real. I kept it 100 at all times. I kept it respectful all over, everywhere I could. Nice. And we turned into a relationship that evolved. Nice. But then again, the baggage came into play again. You know what I'm saying? And so, with that being said, I'm right back, true to date, into that same mindset, but it's not as painful anymore.
Because you're getting accustomed to it. You're getting comfortable. Your ordeal is picking up baddies with baggage. Mr. Captain Saberkirk.
Yeah.
Man.
I think, like to piggyback off of it a little bit, I think in a lot of relationships, a major problem when you're, you know, departing from someone or breaking up with someone that you don't allow for yourself to go through the process of the emotions when it comes to breaking up.
Healing.
Never healed.
Yeah, the healing process of it, and it's not even necessarily the healing, but to allow yourself to feel how you're feeling. If you feel turmoil, if you feel distraught, if you feel discouraged, you feel unpretty, you feel depressed, allow yourself to feel that way.
Right.
Yes.
And let yourself know that it's okay to feel that you're unworthy for the moment because this is going to pass. But you have to allow yourself to heal in that aspect. Whatever your mind or your heart is telling you to go through, allow yourself to go through it because all you're going to do is throw it in your emotional luggage and pull it wherever you're going.
So
right into that new relationship.
So let me ask you this then.
To heal from your situation where you were lied to for over 2 years, told somebody that their parent had passed away, like that's some pretty heavy shit right there. What were some techniques or coping skills that you used to get past that?
I treated myself as the trophy. He didn't deserve me, and I had to not only tell myself that, but believe it at the same time. Spending time with yourself, depending on how you are, it could do wonders for you. Doing things on your own, because when you get into relationships like that, you really start to lose who you are, and some say it's a good thing, some say it's a bad thing. I personally feel when you fall in love, it's okay to lose yourself because y'all become one. but losing yourself to the point where you can't even recognize yourself.
That's
So
real.
you got to start getting to know who you are in that moment,
Yeah.
all over again.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I did. I started, taking walks by myself. I started regaining my independence.
Awesome.
Going to go get coffee by myself. Took myself out to dinner.
Right.
Awesome.
Started utilizing the term no.
Very well. Very good.
No is a freeing word. It is not a bad thing. It's a freeing word. Oh, girl, I met this guy, and I think he will look great for you. No.
Right. Right.
I'm still spending time with me. I'm still falling in love with myself again.
Right.
So,
Take your time.
We'll try again in 30 days.
That's really what it takes, is falling in love with yourself again.
Yes.
And then that way, and you know what, you can never know how love is going to hit you on the head again. A lot of people are like, oh, well, next relationship. No, you don't know what's going to happen.
Exactly.
You might get hit over the head and fall in love all over again. You can't prepare for that.
Exactly.
All you can do is fall in love with yourself.
Exactly. And be like water.
I have been through some things in relationships that I thought I would never go through or never allow myself to go through. But love is a bitch.
Isn't it, though? And that's the lesson to me. It's just recognizing the lesson with the people you're dealing with. Try to move on as a person in a better way so that you can attract a better person in the future, and not being fearful of love again. Definitely, I say take time to heal. But when you were talking about, like, for one, needing the answers, I feel like a lot of people in relationships go wrong with needing answers. I feel like you need to just do you don't need to focus on the next person. And in a lot of relationships, that's what people are doing right now. They're focused on what the next person is doing, how they can add to them type deal. But that's not your job. Your job is to do you. If they add to you, so be it. If they do not, so be it. Keep moving forward. Don't get stuck on them. Don't get into the attachment so much, because, as you know, attachment is the root to all suffering. So why are you going to make yourself suffer in a relationship? You got to keep it pushing and love yourself. Don't focus on them so much. You can love them, give love, show love, but don't expect that back. If you're giving that, just give it to give. Don't expect appreciation. If you do something nice, you did it because you wanted to, not because you wanted them to appreciate you more.
And it's funny because it's so simply taught, right? Whenever you get in an airplane, right, and you take a flight somewhere, and they start giving you instructions about how to use an oxygen mask. What do they tell you?
Pull it down.
And put it on yourself first, right?
Yes.
Because if you can't take care of yourself, then you can't take care of anybody else.
The next person.
Right?
Exactly.
And so if you can't love yourself first, you truly can't love that next person.
At all.
You know what I mean? And it's important to love yourself and move on and do what you got to do. And that's what that healing is all about.
Mm-hmm. And if we all can do it collectively, and we all get onto a level of just understanding ourselves better and understanding why we feel the way we feel, like how you guys were even like, I felt like this afterwards. It's okay to have those feelings, like how you want to cry. But then ask yourself, why is it that you're sad? What is it that is making you feel this way? Because at the end of the day, you want to heal yourself so that you don't go through this again. You don't want to keep repeating it. Because the universe will just bring somebody again to repeat the lesson until you actually learn the lesson. Well, so that's why people don't understand why every time I do this, I get this. Well, then why haven't you tried something different, a different approach?
That's a definition of insanity.
Yes,
that's the definition. What's the definition of insanity?
80% of population right there.
The definition of insanity is
again expecting a different result.
Right.
But it's
another thing that a lot of people are not doing is creating boundaries for themselves.
That too.
Emotional boundaries. Like, even to this day, even running my business platforms and, posting on a regular basis and stuff like that, I tell them, okay, you're going to take 2 days off. No posting, no this, no doing that, no. And Sundays are your day off for yourself. Setting prioritizing yourself. Start prioritizing your emotions, your mental, everything that you have going. Let you be the priority. You're the prize. And you have to put boundaries on yourself so you don't fall into the same trap and attracting the same people, because that's all mindset, that's all your energy, that's all your psyche. Everything pours into whatever you are feeding yourself and doing to yourself is pouring right out. It's just a circle.
Mm-hmm.
It's just going to keep going. If you're not setting those boundaries with yourself to care for yourself, you can expect for somebody else to walk in and treat you the same way. You're not even respecting your own energy and your own mindset.
Right.
And people see that.
Right.
So they're going to come in and do the same thing. And it took me about probably 10 relationships to figure it out. But I'm not doing what I'm doing.
But listen, there's people who took longer, you know? And what you resist will persist. So you also have to remember not to resist certain things. People don't want to put themselves back out there. They don't want to try again. Don't resist that, or it's just going to you're still going to keep attracting that. What were you saying, Carlucci?
Yeah.
I was just trying to say, I think that what Husband D was saying is really important because, once again, on my little buddy healthline.com, they always give you all those facts that you need to tea. Establishing boundaries after a breakup is the number one important thing to do for your mental health. Take some time apart. Even if you both know you want to maintain a friendship, just give each other a little space, they advise. A little bit of time apart won't hurt. They say, secondly, respect each other's needs. 3, maintain some physical and emotional distance. And then 4, discuss how you're going to handle encounters. So, I mean, I definitely think that can be important so that you stay away from any domestic violence issues with the ex. You know, you try to come over there and get your stuff. That's how people end up in jail.
What do you know about that? What?
So establishing boundaries, that's a very important part of breaking up. So make sure you guys are doing that out there. Establish those boundaries.
Man, call the police.
Establish the boundaries.
Make sure you have somebody else come pick your shit up. How about that? What else is it?
And then just in general, for anybody who's going through a divorce or a breakup, Healthline advises to keep yourself busy.
Yes.
So take time to recover from the emotional trauma caused by the breakup. And then it says the same things that you guys are saying. It says to go ahead and find yourself again, take time to travel.
Dance classes.
Working out, go for a run.
Hey. Play some tennis.
Exercise.
Paint a picture.
Walk the dog.
Hey,
whatever you gotta
walk
do.
the dog a little further.
You know?
Don't just walk around the corner. Walk it all the way around the block.
Yeah. Test your dog's durability.
Pick up a hobby. Start a business.
Yes.
Start a business.
But basically, focus on yourself. The reason why it says that is because all the time you spend thinking about somebody else and what they're doing and how can you get them back or what you did wrong, every minute you think about that is a minute you're taking away from your creativity of what you could be doing for yourself.
And for my men out there, man, stay on track, stay focused.
Same for the chicks.
Set your goals.
Everybody, stay focused.
You know what I'm saying?
Set your goals
and do the things that you couldn't do when you were in those past relationships.
Man.
On a responsible level.
On a responsible level, for sure.
You know.
Because you do
All
want
right, spoil yourself. Do something for yourself.
You couldn't go on that vacation, go on that vacation.
Yeah, man.
You couldn't get them shoes, go get them shoes.
Go spend it on flowers trying to get her back.
You know?
If she want to be back, she'll come back. If it was meant to be, it will be.
Yep.
Type of deal. That's how I feel. Yeah, man. I know a lot of people out there are going through it too. What you saying, Carlucci?
Oh, no, I said that's exactly what it is. And, you know, I have on my list here to make sure to shout out because this is pretty much our Valentine's Day show, so it's an anti-Valentine's Day show.
Hey, because I'm single.
Newly single for Valentine's.
Hey, all the singles in the house tonight.
Day.
What'd you say?
Enjoy it.
Yes.
All the people who are single for Valentine's Day, enjoy it. Take yourself out to
Self-love.
dinner. Go out with friends. Have an anti-Valentine's Day.
Man, I want to see a bunch of people at the restaurant by their goddamn self. This year, let's do it for 2021.
Cheers to me.
COVID friendly.
Oh, God. I love it. So yeah, I feel like there's levels to relationships and everything about that. Up your game, up your vibrations. You will connect with somebody on your vibrations eventually. That's just how the universe works. It's going to see how you're going to handle situations. It's going to throw a lot of bullshit situations at you continuously, only to see if you have grown. If you continue your pattern, you're going to continue getting those same people. So upgrade your level of vibrations, people. That's all I say. Don't fear. Don't be like, I just don't want to get my heart broken again. You just don't understand. No, then you didn't learn. If you have that thought in your head, you're going to repeat that cycle. You have to go in without fear, openly. Yeah, break the cycle. Do you want to continue this pattern or do you want to elevate? It's up to you to attract who you want. And that is by being that attraction. I have realized when I'm out a lot, most guys that I'm attracted to are attracted to me. It's like off tops. I already know this. There's no question in my mind. Like I can figure that out real quick. So I know that they're vibrating with me on a certain level. So I can feel them. I can feel their energy. So if you can upgrade your level of vibration, trust me, you'll know when you see them. Like, they're good. And then if you see the red flags, that is not your time to make excuses because you've got attached to that person as well. A lot of you get attached to them and be like, well, I'm not going to trip just because he did that. That's your red flag. That's your gut. That's your instinct telling you this may not be the right thing. But then you're going to have your ego fighting with you, telling you, but I love him and he's so cool and she's so sweet. Whatever the case may be, that's up to you. If you want to continue on, then now that's going to be your journey because you're allowing the negativity of that red flag to be there in your life. You didn't correct it. So it's going to throw you some more red flags. You're still going to ignore it, right? Because you're in love, right? Acknowledge those red flags. That's your instinct. That's your gut talking to you at that moment, telling you this is about to be a lesson. So again, detach yourself from your feelings and just ride with the experience. Be in that moment and know that it's just one moment for you. It's not going to be there forever. If you keep thinking something's going to be there forever, then you're just not enjoying that moment anymore. Now you're taking it for granted, and that's where a lot of relationships go wrong too. Yeah. So you have to enjoy these moments as they are. If I meet somebody tomorrow and I'm vibing with him and we connect and say we have sex and make love and he's telling me, oh, I love being around you and all this stuff. And then I'm thinking, I go home and I go, oh, I met this great guy and I think he's going to be with me forever. That's where I fucked up because already I'm projecting the future. That's not what it was. It was that moment. It was that time. If he happens to come tomorrow, great. If he doesn't, so what? Why? Because again, I'm focused on my self-love. That was a self-love moment that I had with him and I moved on. It doesn't mean it's going to be there every day, but I have to continue to self-love myself and keep it pushing. I don't go, well, why didn't he call me? Well, why? I thought he liked me, and just sit there and dwell on it. That's not what you do. You keep it pushing for your life. This is survival of you and how you go about in life, learning lessons and journey, all that. It's all about you. You are the experiment. So it's how you take it. Do you want to add anything, Carly G?
Well, that's actually one of my favorite quotes is Armin Hoffman got life is measured not in time but by moments. And I think that everything that we talked about was like a snapshot tonight of moments in people's lives. And
exactly.
It's a really bad breakup, but eventually you get through it.
Exactly.
Right now I'm going through the death of my husband, but eventually I'm going to get through this.
For sure.
There's going to be a lesson that's going to be on the other side of it. Even for Hustler D, she got hustled by Mr.
We all been there.
But she got a lesson out of it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And I think as long as you can do that, then you're always growing. And as long as you're growing, then
you're winning.
You're going to keep on going.
Exactly.
Right?
Knowing is half the battle.
Oh, more than half. I hope everybody out there that's listening is trying to get on that level and just trying to, as you said, it's all about those vibrations. Raise those higher vibrations, get on the level, close the window, shut the door. You're not on my level.
Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid, to keep it pushing. You know, get out there, open yourself up, people. That's my advice.
Protect your feelings, man. Keep your emotions tight. Stay focused. Stay on top of track. Set new goals. Make more money. Take care of yourself.
Period.
And you're allergic to the BS.
Period. Now, you're a motivational speaker, Miss Lady. Do you have a shout out that you want to give where people can find you at?
Yeah, so do you want to tell people about your TikTok so they can check out your TikTok videos?
Sure. I don't post as often as I would like to, but yes. So right now I am on a wellness journey. This will be probably third time's the charm for me. But I'm gonna keep doing it until I get it right. So my TikTok is Pretty Black Minimalist. So I also inspire minimalists as well, decluttering, stress less, and clearing the mind, decluttering of the mind, your household. It's a whole therapeutic wellness journey, just loving yourself, you know, heightening your vibration, positive vibes only, just really getting in tune with myself and learning to love me right now. Losing weight is just part of the process. So falling in love with who I am today. And I just, literally the quotes that I post and the motivational quotes that I post really come from me.
Awesome.
I don't pull from anywhere. I'll literally wake up and this is on my spirit. I created and I post it.
Awesome. I love it. All right.
We'll give him that TikTok one more time, and then I'm gonna ask Mr. Leo if he has anything he wants to shout out. What was that TikTok one more time?
Pretty Black Minimalist.
All right, so you guys make sure you check her out on TikTok. Her videos are awesome. They definitely put a smile on my face, and they're definitely great motivation for you to get that timepiece and that big old thing in their face. You feel me?
Yes.
So, Mr. Leo, I've been wanting to ask you all night if you were asking for a back-end, because, you know, I just couldn't help it. Tiger Team.
If I was asking for what?
I had to tie it all in.
a title, an ad title that you wanted to add in. Where they can find you, but you want to be anonymous, right?
I mean, hey, shout out to all.
You might have a cause that you want to bring attention to, or something that you want to shout out, or something that's important to you that you want people to know about.
Yeah, man. Hey, listen. You know, shout out to all those single fathers out there that are doing their thing and going through their struggle. You know what I mean? Shout out to all those men out there that are holding it down for their kids, staying on top of track of their kids, man. And your kids, go out there, take care of them the best you can. You know, shout out to the ones that are really going through a real deep depression right now, man. Turn to God, turn to your faith, whoever that may be. You know, hold tight to your heart, stay true to your spirit, you know, and make sure that you're hustling to love yourself every day. You know what I'm saying? Yes. And most of all, shout out to you, Carlucci.
Yeah.
Yo, hey, word is life. Yeah, we all mourn. You know, we all mourn and we get through it and we stay together. Shout out to you strong women out there that are holding it down for yourselves and going through your breakups as well. Hey, there's still good men out here. You know what I mean? We still here. Just catch the vibe.
Catch the vibe. I love it. Hey. All right. Well, we gonna wrap it on up for tonight. Thank you again for tuning in to Dirty Talk 101 Vegas. Carlucci, you have any words?
Well, you know, just before I go, I want to dedicate this show to everyone who has lost someone over the last year due to COVID or for any other reason. I especially want to dedicate this show to the Real Deal Real. Rest in peace, my love. And on that note, we can end the show.
Till next time. And paycheck.